Colin just tried to steal my socks, actually.
Well, I might have a go myself. They are so cute.
Yeah, so pretty.
Sorry, what would he advise? They weren't very expensive.
Where'd you find them?
Primark. It's a little place called
Really?
Primark.
Yeah. I'm not obviously thinking for me, my daughter.
Hi, it's Vicky for MTV News, and I'm here with seasoned arse-kicker, Kate Beckinsale. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
The very healthy-looking Colin Farrell. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, yeah. It's that extra pound of makeup I demanded this morning.
And this is obviously an incredibly physical role, and Len was saying that you guys did a lot of your own stunts. How was training for that?
Well, for me, I think, they had a little bit more training than I did. For me, I only had 4 days between this one, and I was actually doing Underworld 4 before. So thank God it was a very physical movie, and I was already sort of in the mindset of fighting and all of that stuff. But it was quite intense, all that stuff.
I knew I was going to do the film about 3 or 4 months before we started shooting. So I just got into the gym. I knew it was going to be a long shoot. It was a 5-month shoot. And I suppose the character I was playing had a military background and all that kind of stuff. So I knew I should probably be in better shape than I was at the time. So I went, I did yoga and I hiked and I hit the mitts with a friend of mine who was a boxer and ate well, green juices and slept and all that boring stuff.
I think it sounds quite exciting.
It was fun. It got to be fun.
Martial arts, kickboxing, boxing, parkour, more boxing, more boxing, more boxing. Just intense martial arts stuff.
How was that? Were there any injuries?
No, luckily, no real injuries. Lots of bruises and scrapes and cuts and things like that, but nothing serious. It's fun, it's fun to do those kinds of things physically because you just don't have the opportunity to do that in your real life.
We all had some pretty spectacular bruises that we would compare and argue over whose was the worst. But I do a lot of yoga now. That's mainly what I do anyway, and it just sort of day to day. And I found that it was really helpful. I didn't get injured on the movie, and I think if you're really flexible and strong, and throwing yourself down a flight of stairs might not do you as much damage.
No, you're playing a secret agent, but how good are you at actually keeping secrets?
I think I'm pretty good. I think I could cause a few people in the world almighty headaches if I was to say a couple of inappropriate things at the wrong time.
I'm very good at them, yeah. I'm not telling you any, because I'm so good at keeping them.
How do you manage? Do you have a good poker face?
Very. Yeah, I'm good. But also, I just sort of, the thought of somebody telling mine would make me really upset. I'm very empathetic like that.
I think I'm pretty good at keeping it. Yeah, I feel like my friends trust me. I feel like they do.
You don't know, you seem a little unsure, but...
Well, I don't want to say, I don't want to say I'm good at anything, really. It's not really, it doesn't feel like a very Irish thing to do. I'm good at this, I'm good at that, but I think I can keep a secret, yeah.
I am a master secret keeper. It's in the vault. You can tell me anything. Partly because I'll forget.
Not just because of your poker face.
No, I'll be like, no way. And you'll be like, I already told you that. Like, oh.
Now, you play Colin Farrell's love interest. Would you prefer, as a boyfriend, someone like Quaid or someone like Hauser? A bit down to earth or a bit more high risk?
Good question. Probably in my earlier years, I would have gone with more high risk. But now, maybe down to earth, a little bit more dependable, a little bit more not so mysterious, like around, doesn't have too many things to go to out of town. I would say probably Quaid.
Now, I've got to ask, was it awkward beating up, kissing Kate Beckinsale in front of her lovely husband?
He is lovely, isn't he, Len? Beating her up wasn't awkward. Kissing her, I found moderately awkward, yes, absolutely. A little bit, and Len wasn't even decent enough to leave the room, of course. He was the director, he had to be there.
I think it was a little bit more awkward for Colin, possibly. I think he felt a bit worried, like, was Len going to hit him? I think I've been in that position before with him. So it was all right for us. Like, obviously, it wasn't something that was a surprise to him because he was directing the movie. So I think we were quite well prepared for it.
If it was a PG-13 film, it wasn't R-rated. If it was R-rated and we were between the sheets, it would have been a little bit more awkward, of course. Maybe it would have been removed from the script. But it was a pretty innocuous little morning.
Talking of beating up, how did it feel to step into Arnie's shoes for this role?
Airy, it felt. I didn't feel like I had to step into his shoes. I didn't feel like I had to emulate him at all. If I had one-liners, or they asked me to do an Austrian accent, I would have shit myself, and I would have said, can do.
Can you give us a little "I'll be back" or "Hasta la vista, baby"?
No, you just did, and that's it. We'll leave it right there, and we'll go out on top.
Obviously, Total Recall is about dreams and memories merging. Do you have any dreams or aspirations that you would love to see become a reality?
Sure. I mean, I'd love to do some comedy, in my career for sure, that kind of a dream. But in terms of, wanting a whole different life, I don't think so.
I think it would be amazing to work with animals like in the Sahara somewhere, or live with the animals in a jungle and do something with conservation, and that I think I would love to live out.
I mean, I think at some stage in my life I'd like to learn another language. I'd like to feel what it's like to communicate with another people. I have a little bit of Spanish, I'll probably learn that. And play more instruments, play instruments, full stop. I'd love to be able to make music. Because 36 years on this planet not making music seems like long enough.
I like that. Bit of music, poco de español.
Un poquito más, sí, me hablo un poco de español. ¿Tú hablas español? What?
Sí, yo hablo español. And just one final question. What
That
is
was my whole library right there. I'm glad you went straight back to English. Carry on.
And finally, what is the weirdest dream you've ever had?
The weirdest dream I've ever had. I can't tell you that. And here we go. You're testing my can I keep a secret thing. I can keep my own secrets as well.
Well, I just had a really terrible dream last night, actually, that I completely recall. I woke up sobbing because I had put my new Fendi bag, go with me, okay? I had put my new Fendi bag in my dream close to the stovetop.
I've had some weird dreams, man. I mean, sometimes I write them down, and if I had a journal here, I could talk you through them.
Is that a good idea to tell people? People go off and analyse it, and then everyone says it's all about sex and penises. That's why I think whenever you tell your dream, there's somebody going,
And it had burned a hole through it, and it had completely carved out half of this bag.
Dreams, the ones that I have experienced that are strange, are so abstract they defy explanation. Even conventional language doesn't seem to do them justice.
I like the flying ones. I don't get them as often as I should.
And it's funny because it's a bag that my friends and I had been coveting, and we're sort of sharing it, this beautiful bag, and I started sobbing in my dream, and I woke up sobbing about this bag.
I've literally written things down, I've read them back, and they sound like really bad poetry written by a man who's had about 2 bottles of chartreuse and nothing to eat.
That happened last night.
Oh my God, this is traumatic.
You know what I'm talking about. I feel that you're looking at me like you understand.
I do understand. I absolutely do. I do think it's a bit funny that you were kind of all worshipping the bag, but
And now it has, in my mind, has this big giant hole. What does it all mean?
They just don't make any sense. They're my really weird ones. I'd love to be able to show you, but I can't even show them on myself, obviously.
It's okay, I know the dreams you mean. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you continue to have them, keep writing them. You could make a journal, make a book,
Yes,
publish it.
A life in dreams.
Yeah. Well,
What does it mean psychologically?
well, we'll think about it.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep on it as well.
Please do.
I feel your pain. But thank you very much.